So now I call this the money shot now, because somebody this morning, somebody had commented on a thread because I put my uh, um, evidence against the spinning ball up on a few threads. I've been throwing this out there, for the past, month or so, because no one else is. I haven't seen anyone parrot what I told you to parrot, so no one's doing it. So I'm doing it. And what I did was I posted this on a few threads, and I got a comment back, and they called it the money shot. I really liked what they called it, because that's exactly what it is. This is irrefutable. I've already put this out there. No one can refute it. And I got my first drink some bleach today. That's the
Yeah.
first time I ever received one.
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
pretty famous one. Bob gets that a lot, but
Does
we're
he?
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep. I got it in the very same thread with the money shot. He just came right out and said it. He goes, "You need to drink some bleach." Now, I don't know. He's possibly a pre-trib pacifist. I don't know. So let's go through. I want to go through this like I did before. This is pretty easy to reconcile. If you don't use it yourself, I mean, to talk with other people about it, I mean, you could use it for yourself. If you have questions, because if we're not spinning, then everything comes crashing down. And like I'm going to say in the end, I mean, you don't have that many choices. I mean, the ball's dead, or you're a spinning ball geocentrist. That's all you have left. So this is pretty cut and dry. I mean, like I said, for the Coriolis effect to exist, you must have necessary conditions, right? Two differing frames of reference, one rotating coordinate system, the Earth, and one non-rotating coordinate system, the atmosphere. You have to have those conditions if the Coriolis effect exists in respect to the Earth. From our definition, again, from Douglas Seeger in the Introduction to Ocean Sciences, second edition. This is Critical Concept Reminders. This is a university level textbook. Comes right out and says it. You go and find any definition on the Coriolis effect, it's more or less going to say the same thing. So when set in motion, freely moving objects, including air and water masses, move in straight paths while the Earth continues to rotate independently. Because freely moving objects are not carried with the Earth as it rotates, the apparent deflection called the Coriolis effect. Now, my argument is not any apparent deflections. My argument is not the Coriolis effect at all. It's the tenets of the Coriolis effect that avail the opportunity to defeat it with a simple plane fight. So it's rotate independently. Basically, what they're saying here is anything not tethered to the Earth is independent of the rotating Earth. In their scenario, the Earth's rotating. However, anything not tethered to that Earth, it is separate from that rotating frame of reference. That's why they expound and say, well, we have the Coriolis effect. Well, no, they don't. And we're going to show you why. It should be that way, because if the Earth is spinning, then the Coriolis effect should exist with respect to the Earth. No way around it. It's just like on a merry-go-round. You have the Coriolis effect on the merry-go-round. So I'm not saying the Coriolis effect doesn't exist in a vacuum. I should have used a better phrase than that. The Coriolis effect does exist in other contexts, right? But I'm saying that the Coriolis effect does not exist with respect to the Earth atmosphere context. And this is why. See, if the Coriolis effect exists, then a flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to LA, nonstop, traveling at 500 miles per hour, that's the airspeed, with both locations roughly on the 35th degree north latitude, that is, both locations, Charlotte and Los Angeles, are allegedly spinning at roughly 860 miles an hour. That flight should be 1.5 hours, but it's not. The flight time is 4.5 hours. So the Charlotte to LA flight, the airspeed should be 500 miles an hour. The ground speed is 500 miles an hour plus the 860 miles per hour rotation speed coming into your face, because you're flying from east to west and the earth is spinning from west to east. So it's spinning underneath you as you're flying towards it. So in my example, we have two differing frames of reference, the earth and the atmosphere and everything in it. Number two, the plane in the atmosphere is freely moving. It's not attached or not tethered to the rotating coordinate system. In other words, based on the law of non-contradiction, each the Coriolis effect and the Charlotte flight are either both true or both false. And that flight is most assuredly false. In conclusion, the Earth is not spinning. Therefore, the ball goes by way of the dodo bird, or you're a stationary ball geocentrist. It's
Which
over.
seems to be the trend lately.
Yeah, that seems to be the trend. You're right. I've been hearing a lot about that. Yeah.
It's a safe spot to land, I think. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
So to finish up with this is what you're going to have to do. The only way the above can be refuted is if you're of the position that the atmosphere spins in lockstep with the Earth. So if you feel that that's the case, this is what you're going to have to do. You have to explain how the Coriolis effect can exist then. Because the necessary conditions for it to exist are two differing coordinate systems or reference frames. One rotating, like I said, the Earth, and one non-rotating, the atmosphere and everything in it. Number two, you need to show the experiment where gases or a gas rotates in lockstep with a rotating solid body just 5 centimeters above the surface, then provide the mechanism. Then my ultimate favorite. Please explain east, north, and south surface winds. You could just go with this one. Don't even worry about the other ones. It's over. It's over right here. Why? Because these two are contradictory statements. A, the atmosphere spins in lockstep with the Earth. And B, the existence of east, north, and south surface winds. This is so easy and to reconcile that it shocks them, because I've brought this up to a few people on Hangouts and a few people personally. It kind of shocks them. They're not ready for it, because that's exactly what it means. They can't both be true. They are mutually exclusive. Based on the law of non-contradiction, both can't be true. It's a football bat. It's a pillow hammer. It's a married bachelor. It's achromatic rainbows. Which one of these do you think is false? Which one? I know it's, go ahead and consider it. I'm going to give you,
you know what,
8 minutes.
Well, I've been raised, believing that the Earth spins and that it's a ball, and I know Wikipedia and Rational Wiki tells me it is. So I would say that B isn't true. It just can't be.
Can't be true. So there's no east, north, and south surface wind. I would suggest not to attend any meteorological schools. So, hey, listen, thanks for your ear. Have a nice day.
Hey, there you go. And this last bit that you're going over here, it really needs to be discussed. I've seen some responses to it where they're saying inertial frame of reference, that what is it, conservation of momentum concerning that the plane's taking off, so it gets locked into that frame of reference or something. These are the things they what's that?
Did you receive any stereo isomers?
But I mean, it seems that they have to go to these links to kind of like over explain what has to happen for the spinning Earth to exist, and while at the same time these flights and everything operating within it.
I don't know what their argument is, because they can bring up those things. They would be better off bringing up the color of the wings. The paint on the wings has more relevance than the arguments that they just put out.
Well, what I'm coming to here is that there is it possible, just possible, that there's some elegance to this situation, and the fact that maybe it's not spinning and the planes are just operating over, I don't know, a level surface. Just possible.
You mean planes?
Yeah, and they call them airplanes. I wonder what the etymology of that word is.
I don't know, man. I think they're trying to trick us.
I think so. What does plane mean? But yeah, we have all these indicators. Our language is our indicator. We look at the complexity that would have to exist for us to be able to live on a spinning ball. There's such an elegant answer on the other side of things, and I think that a lot of people have a problem with that.
Yeah,
So,
this is a real problem with people. I tell you what, I get that. This one, I said it shocks people. They're not ready for that one. They're not ready for the east, north, and south surface ones. You can't, if the atmosphere, think about it now. The Earth is spinning from west to east, and the atmosphere is spinning with the Earth. So